mine, and I like the final piece, lost it on the way. A price I have to pay. Gotta read between the lines, there is no rest and no release till I solve the case. Gotta save my face. I'm a leader, rifle blind, got my heart upon my sleeve. That's the major flaw, sticking in my car, and they'll catch me from behind for my absence without leave. They will come when we're asleep, but I don't care, 'cause tonight we belong. Now we live, not just survive. Drinking time, talking songs. It's tonight we're proving wrong that it's our better life. You're the calm before the storm, my temptation to desert. You're the lullaby and my lonely nights, but your melody transforms into emergency alerts, and I get what I deserve, but I don't care, 'cause tonight we belong. Now we live, not just survive. Drinking time, talking songs. It's tonight we're proving wrong that it's our better life. Take me now, our time is now. The hunt is down, don't care. Take me now, time is now. The hunt is down, don't care. 'Cause tonight we belong. Now we live, not just survive. Drinking time, talking songs. It's tonight we're proving wrong. It's more than bedtime tonight. We belong. Now we live, not just survive. Drinking time, talking songs. It's tonight we're proving wrong that it's our better life.
And hello. Today we're looking at a base-shaped thing from Marcus Miller or Sire. So Sire is the company that it kind of first was, and then Sire seems to have branched off into guitars as well. And Sire now stands for the Marcus Miller range, which is basses, and the Larry Carlton range, which is guitars. I'm looking at 6 overall, 2 basses and 4 guitars, courtesy of Andertons in the UK, who sent this to me and said, look at them and tell people whatever you think. Free for you to say whatever you want. Keep the guitars, sell them, give them away to charity, whatever you want. No money exchanges hands. But it was important for me to look at these because many of you asked, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? So now we're going to find out what I think. At first glance, as we've seen in my unboxing video, these are pretty damn nifty. The specs are there. The pricing is there. That is absolutely stunning. So this is actually the little stepsister kind of the traditional jazz bass, the V5. This is the V5 24 fret, which is why it looks odd, which is why it has this kind of weird shape. When you look at it from the back, you can clearly see that this is not a traditional jazz bass. It's got the pretending to be able to play in the high frets. However, this shaping would only come into play if you're really doing this. You know, if you're playing it like a machine gun, which you're not. So I don't know why they do this. But it has a very, very long shaping here so that you can really get into the fiddly bits up here in the high frets, which, you know, bass players, the money is down there. That's where the money is, right about here. I don't know what you're doing up here, but some of you want that. And you know what? It is absolutely massively easy to access. I don't know what I would do up there on bass, but you could. Am I a fan of the natural color? No, I don't like the natural jazz bass color. I wish they had sent me a cool one, but it'll do the job. It also allows us, because it's not opaque, to look at the body pieces, which we will in a sec. It's 3. Represent. I don't know. So what without looking at stats, I'm gonna say there's 2 pickups and probably a passive tone knob, volume, tone. I assume. Yep, that's what that is. Passive goes in here, nothing on the side. As classic as it can be. I'm gonna go to Andertons and look at specs. The price in the UK is £459. Gonna quickly check at Thomann. Similar numbers, just flipped around because it's euro. So on the mainland, you're looking at about €549. £459. Very fair for this instrument. Doesn't come in a gig bag, doesn't come with any such accessories. Rather big headstock, but I'm gonna say not really bigger than on a Fender style bass. We have a beautiful, massively roasted neck. That is absolutely gorgeous. Very functioning open tuners. But let's go through their specs here. They have a long list. North American alder body, 3-piece. You can clearly see that in the back here. Clearly right there. And clearly right there. Maybe even... I'm going to call it a 3-piece. Look, for that price, absolutely fine. Can you see it on the front, and does it visually not look nice? No. Actually, they match the grains rather nicely. So, then we've got a C-shaped roasted maple neck. It's a chunk, but it's not super chunky, okay? Totally works. I've got chunkier necks, for example, on my Marco bass. It's a big neck. Edgeless rolled fingerboard edges. Oh, yes. It's got a binding, but it's literally, there's no edge. It's just fully rounded. Well done, Sire. I think made in Indonesia. Marcus Vintage J Revolution pickups. Passive volume tone controls. Marcus Miller Vintage S bridge. So their own branded bridge. It does what it's supposed to do, straightforward. What else do we have? Alder, roasted C-shape, 1-ply binding, 4-bolt steel square plate. Who cares? Bone nut. That's what I was looking for. Hardware, Vintage S, premium open gear, 3-ply, blah 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 blah. No, okay. It's a jazzy bass. Straightforward. It is kind of neck divey because it's a long bass neck with a big headstock. That's what these things are. We're gonna go and get some tones in an AMPETE simulation from UA. So I'm plugging directly into my audio interface and getting some tones there. How many tones are there? Well, we got 2 pickups and it's passive. What do you expect? The one thing that I notice is that I wish was a little bit better is the pickguard, and this might be standard on jazz bass. What do I know? The pickguard doesn't fully match the metal plate right here. We're talking a millimeter. The metal plate is a millimeter smaller on each side than the pickguard. Who cares? Truss rod adjustment right here. Convenient. And obviously massive accessibility here. So let's actually start both pickups all the way up here. Ah, what am I doing? I don't know who needs that. But you can very easily get to the 24th fret, but you shouldn't. I missed that note. We're gonna do this again. All there. Action to me, it could be a little bit less. The neck is nicely adjusted. I think these could come down a bit, so the action is adjustable. Right now, I'm fighting a tiny little bit with it. We're talking about 5%. It can absolutely be set up better, but of course, in these price ranges, they can't go and spend half an hour with each instrument or maybe an hour to set it up perfectly. It's just not possible. They can check it for marks and dings and, you know, branch holes and things like this, which can happen, but maybe not on these. I don't know. I'm not saying it has, but shit happens. They can check it for that, but they cannot set it up perfectly. So I would recommend on these Larry Carlton / Sires, maybe to get them perfectly playable, have a setup done. You know, pay your local luthier or guitar shop a couple pounds and get it absolutely perfect. It plays nice, but I think it could be a little bit lower. It's a jazz basso. That. So again. That's how the ending is. Okay, I don't know how to play anything actually. Only this puppy. Now we have a single coil buzzy going on, which is fine. And then, wait, it was only this. What am I doing? Now we're here. Now we're here. Oh, we clearly are. With a pick. Thule stuff. I don't know, riffs. It does what this bass is supposed to do. Of course, you can roll off the high end. It's subtle, but it's there. Can you slap? Well, you can. I can't, but I can pretend. Yeah, if I was a bass player, I could do that, but I'm not. I think for around €550, for £60, around those numbers, this thing delivers all the sounds it's supposed to deliver. Out-of-the-box playability can be improved a little bit. You've got a 3-piece body. You've got very usable tuners, absolutely fine, open-geared. Got a beautiful neck that probably, because it's roasted, is going to hold its tuning a little bit better than if it wasn't. Do you need the high-access playability? Personally, I wouldn't. I would go for the 22-fret version, which also, I would go for the 22-fret version, which also, as Sean Connery would say. Which also looks more traditional and the part. This kind of looks a little bit odd to me, but that's fine if that's what you want. Thanks to Andertons for sending these over. Me and all my friends in this community owe them and their efforts on YouTube quite a bit, I feel, because they pioneered the format, and I'm glad that maybe by making some videos, we can pay it back a bit. So if you're in the market for jazz bass, look at the Sire Marcus Miller line, because for the price, I'd say you get the goods. Could I compare it to Benton's, to Squires and all that stuff? Yes, I could, but I'm not. There's other videos where you can see those, and you should watch them, build yourself an opinion. However, quality-wise, this is, that's what I wanted to point out. The dots, the side dots are really small. I mean, really, really small side dots, and half of the dot is even in the dark neck. I feel they could be a little bit less traditional. They could be a little bit less traditional and just more, hello, I'm here, I'm a dot, instead of, hello, I'm here, I'm a dot. It's my critique. Get a Sharpie. Do your thing. Links below to Andertons. Thanks, Lee. And animals at the end.